What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down some of STEFON Diggs' route running, his one-on-ones clips from this Bills training camp practice. We're going to be talking about how to run a square cut. We're going to be talking about how to get a fade when a DB's outside leverage against press and how you could work him back to the inside, and then we're going to be talking about how to run a comeback and go route, okay? I think this video will give you guys a lot of value in terms of how to beat press, what you guys can do, how you guys can structure your moves at the top of the route, and just how you guys can create some separation. And guys, if you're a receiver and you want to get better at catching the ball, right? You want to be automatic with your hands. Check out that link in the description. It says improve your hands in 30 days, full 30-day hands program that will improve your grip strength, hand-eye coordination, just overall catching ability. No quarterback needed. If you don't have a quarterback, that's fine. This program is perfect for you. Let's get started with this breakdown. Hope to get you guys on that soon. Okay, so first release we're going to be looking at here is this DB's going to jump outside leverage, right? And when this DB jumps outside leverage, what we got to do is we got to maybe not force the route and just run and get walled right into the sideline, right? This is something that's very common. You can see this happen a lot. So you see how he works back to the outside. He's outside shade here. He's giving Diggs the inside leverage, right? So maybe why would he be doing this? Maybe because Diggs' split is cut down a little bit. Maybe it's more of a tight formation. Maybe he wants to force him to the inside because he's got safety help, right? There are a couple different reasons why he'd want to play that, but we're going to be able to see this sometimes. So he's outside leverage here. Now, what Diggs does here is he comes off the line. Let's watch at full speed. So he gives him this hesitation release. DB jumps and turns his hips, and then I'm able to take it right back outside, right? So this is something that we got to be able to do is react off of the line, right? So what we want to do is we got to have a plan coming off the line, but then we got to have a reaction plan, right? We got to be able to react off of whatever this DB throws at me if he decides to change it up, if he tries to choke me, maybe he tries to jump at me off the line, whatever, right? So he's outside leverage, we slide, right? We're in this open area. Now, what does this DB do? He turns his hips and commits to the inside, right? Because he thinks that Diggs is just going to try to run it off here. Maybe he'll run a post. He wants to turn and run with him. So when we slide him here and we see this DB commit his hips, I know I could get right back outside, right? So I know I just put the brakes on here with the outside foot, swat him by, and now I'm here. I got my outside release even when he was outside shade. Right now, let's talk about what happens if he doesn't do that. Let's say he's here, and let's say we slide like we do right here and give him this little hesitation, and he stays here. He stays on our inside foot. He stays on our inside hip, whatever. Or outside hip, excuse me. He stays on my outside hip, and he just shuffles with me. Let's just go. Let's just take it. Let's say I shuffle out here, and let's say he stays here, and he stays square, and he tries to stay disciplined. Let's just take this release. Let's take the inside release, work back over the top to restack, and then get back over the top where this guy could put some air on it and let us run it down, okay? But now, when he jumps outside like this is the perfect situation. It's a great job by Diggs, and you see when he comes off the line here, it's all about gathering info. You're reading this DB. Anytime that you're working like maybe a hesitation move or you're working some kind of slide move, you're reading the DB. You're trying to see how he's going to play you, right? And if he plays you like how he does or how he does in this clip and he jumps way outside, same thing, and it works both ways. Maybe he's inside leverage here. Let's say maybe he's inside shade and we slide to the outside. He jumps outside. I take it right back to the inside, right? It's just about being able to react when you work these situations, okay? Now let's talk about when he gets back over the top here. So this is a great job by Diggs. You see he keeps his head down and pumps. He gets separation off the line. Now he keeps his head down and goes. He doesn't look back right away. He doesn't beat him and then 3 steps into the route he's looking back for the ball because this DB knows he got beat. He knows he got beat. So he's really going to get on that high horse. He's going to start stepping and trying to catch up to you and try to make this play, right? So I got to make sure I keep my head down. I pump my arms. I don't lose the separation I created off the line. If I don't lose the separation I create off the line, I continue to pump my arms. I continue to drive. I'm going to be more like, trust your quarterback that he's going to drop this thing right in over the top. Now, if you don't have that chemistry with your quarterback, you probably got to tell him, hey, man, listen, I'm going to get separation off the line. Just put it up with some air and let me go run it down. And in the NFL, every single quarterback's going to do that, right? In college, most 99% of quarterbacks are going to do that. It's just the high school, lower level guys that maybe might not understand that concept, but you explain it to them, hey, just pick a spot. I'm going to go get it, put with some air. Let me go run this thing down. And Diggs does a great job. He doesn't look till really the last possible second, but that's why it's important because you see how this DB's able to catch up even when Diggs has his head down, right? These are great athletes out there. DBs are some of the best athletes on the field. So when this thing gets dropped in over the top, you see how we finish this play is we are late with my hands. I don't show them too early. I'm late with my hands, and I let this thing fall right in the bucket. My eyes go to it. I take a picture of my eyes with that ball, right? This is so important that you guys are late when you're in these situations so that DB doesn't have time to react. I don't show my hands maybe a little bit too early, and this DB has time to recover, okay? He's a great overall player by Diggs. Watch it again full speed. So he slides, jumps inside, makes this break. Let's accelerate. Keep your head down. Don't look until you're open, and then catch this thing late. Great job by Diggs, okay? So now we're going to be talking about this square cut at the top of the route. So he gives kind of this wide step, and he just goes, right? This is one of those longer developing plays where we got to get up into this route, and we got to get going right now. So he doesn't give him too much to work with off the line. Just gives him a quick move, takes the inside release, right? And again, He's got to run an out here. He's running this kind of out variation route. I'm sure that they have a name for it in their playbook, and I'm sure a lot of other playbooks have a name for this route as well. But he doesn't force the outside release, right? And the timing of the play is with an inside release, right? So we got time to work on this play. We got time to navigate. That's fine. So you see how Diggs comes off here, and when he works to restack, you see how he's able to, he's wanting to chop that hand. He's physical, man. He's got a good pad level through this thing and kind of dipping that inside shoulder just a hair, not so much, but he's being physical. He's swatting those hands. He doesn't want to have hands. You want to pretend that DB has like crap underneath his fingernails, and you don't want him to touch you. Get those hands off, because if he doesn't have hands, I remember a couple years back when I was coaching, we did this clinic, or we were talking to this guy from University of Oregon, and he said that they ran like a test, and they said 70% of the time, 70% of the time where the DB doesn't get hands, the receiver wins. That means 7 out of 10 reps, he doesn't get hands, the receiver's going to win every single time, right? So that's something that the DB's going to try to do. He's going to try to get hands. He's going to try to be physical when it's man coverage, right? So let's make sure that I'm swatting those hands. I'm getting those hands off of me. So now when Diggs breaks down here, and he's going to be working this square cut. So this square cut is a 4-step break. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And he's going to be throwing his upper half on the 4th step, right? So you see how he goes 1, 2, 3, 4. And he gives that head and shoulder fake to the inside. And when we work to restack, that DB's going to be looking at those hips. I give that head and shoulder fake here. That's going to get him to jump to the outside. And now, when I'm in this situation, this is where everybody screws up on a square cut. What they'll do is they'll get into this thing fine. They'll go 1, 2, 3. In that 4th step, they'll open way up. They'll reach. Their chest will lean back. Their back will be vertical. We got to make sure I stay in this explosive pad level position. I'm sudden with my feet. I pop my feet in the grass. And now, what do we got to make sure we focus on doing right here? Gaining separation, extending it, right? We got the separation, but let's widen this gap. Let's win the race to the ball. So Diggs does a great job of driving off of this leg, not just sticking and pausing and popping himself up. He does a great job of driving and pumping those arms and ripping that inside arm, his right arm, across himself. And this is something he's not thinking about, right? This comes from reps. So when you guys are working drill work, these are all the things that you guys got to be worrying about. He's not thinking about all this stuff, right? You guys got to be able to rep this stuff in the offseason, in practice. So when it's time to get into a live situation, it's all second nature, right? That's why details are so important when you guys are getting ready for the season. I know a lot of people are playing in the spring this year, so that you just got more time to work those details, to work those situations where you could work those more complex moves and have that technique that will get you out of there faster, right? And that's why I'm so detailed in these breakdowns, because I want you guys to understand it's not necessarily everything you should be thinking about during a route. You probably shouldn't even be thinking about a lot of this stuff during the route. It's mainly just to focus on how to apply it, when to use it, and then when, like, what situation to use it, right? That's where a lot of guys get screwed up. But if we can do this stuff when we're in practice, that's when we got to think about it. It's easier in the game, right? So he does a great job of ripping that arm across, snapping that head around, and widening this gap with the DB by his acceleration out of the break. That's a great third phase of the route, right? You got the stem, you got the break, and then you got the acceleration. The acceleration widens the gap from this DB. That's a great job here by Diggs. Let's watch this thing full speed one more time. Great job working this square cut. Just a 1, 2, 3, 4, and he's here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Head and shoulder fake on the 4. Don't reach outside of your frame. Okay, so now we're going to be looking at this comeback and go here. Main thing I want to talk about is how well you're able to sell. He's able to sell this comeback, right? And how you guys can do this too, right? So coming off here, snaps it off, 1, 2, 3. And he does 3 hard steps to that comeback, catches this ball over the top. Now, the thing that sells this comeback or helps us be more efficient with this comeback is, one, he's peeking back, right? So that's selling vertical number 1. Gets the DB high, gets him expecting this goal line fade to the back of the end zone, thinks he plays it well. Now he's able to drop on a dime, right? And that drop alerts the DB of the comeback. He's thinking, oh crap, I'm behind a little bit. I got to recover to make sure I played this thing well. And so when we run out of this comeback, we got to sell it. We got to have speed out of there. We can't be a lazy comeback and go break. That's what a lot of people do. They'll come into this thing, they'll drop it, go 1, 2, 3, and they'll be out of this thing, but their chest will be up. They'll be out quick, but they got no explosion, and they didn't sell the route. That's what's got to be number 1. So how we sell this route is we snap forward, and when your chest goes over your knees like this and you're, like this here, and you're not leaning back like this, and your back straight up and down, and you take 3 steps where you like open up that outside shoulder right there, you're going to be slow. But if you snap down here and you run out of it, snap, pivot, hook, and you see how he's coming out nice like he normally would out of a comeback. Going forward, running out of it, trying to get a reaction out of his DB. 1, that's his first step. 2, 3. And he pops this thing off nice and sudden, right? Anytime I work this route or like a curl and go, I got to be super sudden with this thing. That's a great job here by Diggs. And then he bursts upfield, snaps that head around, catches that nice toe tap. Great route here. Great job up selling the comeback. That's how you could sell the comeback on this swatch at full speed one more time. So he comes off here, snaps, make sure he's going forward, 3 steps to the comeback, and then breaks this thing up. Great route. All right, guys, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope this video gave you some value. If you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave those in the comments. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And if you guys want to improve your hands, man, don't have a quarterback, check out that link in the description that says improve your hands in 30 days. I'll see you guys next time.